What's up, everyone? I hope you guys are all having a fine Friday. I'm just going to briefly talk about a few things that are going on in my life that I'm kind of excited about. Made a little PowerPoint and everything. It's crazy. So I got some new vinyl the other day. I work over at Record Breakers in Avondale, and I picked up 3 records as a little New Year's gift to myself. This is the first one. It's Charles Mingus, Mexican Moods. I think when this album originally came out, it was under a different name, like Tijuana Moods or something, with a different cover. This is like some sort of reissue, I think. Yeah, it's fantastic. It's 5 songs, like 35 minutes, and really has this like late night party, drunk in Tijuana, drunk in Mexico kind of vibe. Like the whole thing, I feel like kind of tells or gives me the image of like someone just going out in that city and getting up to no good, basically. But yeah, obviously with Mingus on it, the bass playing is great. The compositions are really, really interesting, and there's a lot of really good playing from everybody who's featured on the record. So that's the first one. The second one here I've got is Welcome by Carlos Santana. I've been listening to a lot of Santana this year, and yeah, it's been an absolute blast getting more into his music. I used to kind of only really know the first record and Abraxas, but this year, like Santana 3, Caravanserai, and then this record, Welcome, I've been playing a lot. Gorgeous, like sort of white album look to it. So lyrics on the inside, skatefold with the rest of the band, looking very spiritual. I believe the title is supposed to be like a reference to or a tribute to John Coltrane, which is cool. This album is definitely like Caravanserai, in that it's more of like a jazz fusion Santana style. I feel like the early records are more like have more of like a psych and blues rock leaning, but this has not completely abandoned that style, but it's very much of the Mahavishnu influenced brand of like 70s jazz rock music. So really, really good release. Some good vocals on here too. I believe Leon Thomas is singing on a couple songs, which is pretty sweet. Yeah, and then I'll just show one more really quick. This is an album that I knew nothing about until I just played it in the store. It's called Into Morning by Charles Cha-Cha Shaw. Phenomenal album cover. I mean, look at this. The design is like absolutely beautiful. 4 songs. It's released on Folkways Records, which is really cool because I don't think they do too much jazz, if any at all, other than maybe this and a couple other records. This is a reissue. Yeah, the design is gorgeous, and that's what initially attracted me to it, as well as the dude's awesome name, Cha-Cha. I mean, come on. And yeah, this is like really experimental, like spiritual jazz kind of vibe. There's some like ambient leanings. It's really loose. And the playing is not super tight on here, but I think that's like kind of part of its charm, as it feels like almost like primitive in a way, or just like really loose and really inspired. Like there's definitely a lot of moments where the musicians on here are communicating with something greater than themselves, and that's like definitely what I like about spiritual jazz and free jazz in general. So this has been a lot of fun to listen to recently as well, and a great new introduction. So yeah, to anybody in Chicago, I'd highly recommend stopping by at Record Breakers. It's the store that I work at, and there's a lot of really, really great jazz, as well as, of course, like other genres in the store. So yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit about some other stuff. I had Fruitleather practice yesterday. Fruitleather is a 3-piece band that I'm a part of. We are gearing up to record a lot of new music that we've written over the past 2 years. So we're kind of spending this yesterday through this weekend as like our little boot camp rehearsal time to really go in and kind of fine tune the ideas before we track them later this month. So I'm really excited about that. Here's the album cover for the Fruitleather record that we released last year, which is a recording that we did in 2022, late 2022, with my good friend Corgan Robb. This release is available on Bandcamp, but you have to beat our video game to find it. And we also have some tapes and CDs that are in circulation. I don't think that there's any that we still have that are unsold at the moment, but we might make some more, who knows. But yeah, just wanted to talk a little bit about that. Next thing is I made some flyers yesterday. I was watching the cricket match, and my buddy Max Neiman. I realized I hadn't sent him the flyers that I was supposed to make him sooner, but I had some time yesterday, so I put them together via collage, added some text on there. This is kind of just like I want to let the people know that I make flyers. I'm really excited about, making more visual art this year in 2025. So if you've got a show that needs a flyer, or, you need an album cover or any artwork or promo materials for any reason, specifically that feature collages, that's definitely my specialty, as well as like a little bit of digital art and stuff. But really anything, I'm down to try it. My rates are cheap and turnaround time is fast, so please ask me. Shout out to Max and the fellow travelers. The show will be in Madison, Wisconsin, Saturday, February 8th, so towards the top of next month. So if there's anybody out there in Madison looking for some good folk rock and alt country style music to go see at the tavern on Saturday night, this is where you should be. It'll be a great show. And then lastly, I want to talk about a solo show that I'm going to be playing in Chicago on February 1st. This is the first solo show that I'm playing in a really, really, really long time. And even when I've done solo shows before, it's most of the time it's been with band, but this will just be me. I've been working on some new music where I'm kind of just doing like solo guitar. They're loosely improvised, and also there are parts where I'm incorporating arrangements and pre-written moments as well. So it's kind of like a loose, free-flowing thing. I've been listening to a lot of like John Fahey and Leo Kottke. And that's been inspiring me to kind of try this new musical venture. So I'll be playing as When the Wall Breaks Down, which is the name of this YouTube channel and my just art project generally. Playing with two other great artists, Bryce Boyer playing his first solo show, and my good buddy Garrett Frank. Both guys are phenomenally talented songwriters and musicians. Very excited to share the stage with them. It's at Uncommon Ground, which is kind of like a seated area, very intimate, like 40 to 45 capacity. I'll have more information coming soon. The show is not properly announced yet. This is basically me announcing the show. So if anybody's interested in seeing me play some solo music and fiddle around on an electric acoustic guitar through some effects for 30 minutes, this would be the place to be. It's like $10 cover. They'll serve you food and stuff. It's a nice vibe. So that's kind of just been everything that's been swimming around in my brain this morning, and some stuff that I did yesterday. I'm going to keep doing these kinds of informal videos as well, where I'm just kind of talking about what I'm up to, talking about shows that are happening and people I'm working with, and stuff like that. As well as, of course, showing some vinyl, some CDs, and some tapes whenever I have something to show. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Have a great Friday today.